Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Welcome to BYJU'S exam prep and welcome to this new session series that we are starting from today, that is about Shakuntala Devi Puzzle. So, in the past, we have done some puzzle sessions from George Summers as well. And now it is about Shakuntala Devi Puzzles that we are going to discuss in this complete series. Okay, so before I start, let me just know that am I clearly audible and visible to all of you? Are the operational issues out of the way? Yes, Varun Ranganathan, good afternoon. Good afternoon to all other people as well. Please confirm once, is everything okay? I hope there are no issues at all. We shall start then. Okay. So, whenever anyone is preparing for LRDI, generally we say that to prepare for LRDI, you should do some puzzles. You can do them from these newspapers which are there. You can do them from the puzzle books which are there in the market. You can do those puzzles from the previous year papers as well. So, there are various ways through which you can do it. But if you ask us that, okay, what are the books from which I can do these puzzles? So the first book that comes to our mind is this George Summers book. And the second book that comes to our mind is Shakuntala Devi Puzzles. Now, why Shakuntala Devi Puzzles is second to George Summers, I'll be talking about that as well. Okay. Hi, happy Raksha Bandhan to you too, Varun. Okay. So, when I talk about Shakuntala Devi Puzzles, these are a little bit of, I would say, more inclined towards quantitative aptitude. Whereas when you talk about those George Summers puzzles, those are purely logic. Hardly any mathematics would be used in any of the questions. So from that perspective, I would say for LRDI, yes, of course, I would say that George Summers is going to be extremely important for us. But Shakuntala Devi is books are not only going to work for us through logical reasoning and DI section, but some of the questions are good enough to be put in quantitative ability section. Rather, let me tell you, not only that they are good enough to be put into quantitative ability section, they have been there. There have been years before this in which there have been questions in quantitative ability directly of the type which are there from the Shakuntala Devi Puzzles books. So name of the book is Puzzles to Puzzle You. Basically, there are two books like that. One is Puzzles to Puzzle You and the other is More Puzzles to Puzzle You. So I am taking the first book today. Starting with that, we'll be discussing some 6-7 puzzles today, and every class will be doing that through these puzzles. As I said, not only we are going to improve our logical reasoning, but we are also going to work upon our quantitative ability skills as well, because some of the questions would be based upon that. Okay, so let's start with the first question here. The first question on your screen. Before that, of course, I'll talk about one more thing, that how is it going to help, as I just talked about it, कि क्या काम करने वाले हमारे लिए. It develops the problem solving skills, as I just told you about it. Yes, a better concentration would also be done, because whenever you do any question which is requiring any kind of logical reasoning, you would generally see that you have to concentrate a lot and you have to improve your concentration to do those kind of questions. Also, you have to decrease your stress level through these puzzles, because more you do these things, you start feeling more confident about the exam. कि अच्छा ठीक है, मुझे ये भी आता है, ये भी आता है, ये भी आता है, I have done these type of questions now. तो उसके बाद आपको ज्यादा बेहतर लगने लग पाएगा. ठीक है. Also, your intelligence quotient is going to improve, and visual special reasoning as well. That means when many a times you want to visualize the question. Currently it might not be possible, but once you do these questions a lot many times, that also improves. You start feeling that, okay, this is how we visualize a particular question. So let's start with the first puzzle here, which is the tall man next door. So here is the puzzle on your screen. Just try to answer the question and then we will do it together. I would like all of you to try it first. After that, we will start with it. पहले आप लोग बताइए आपका क्या आंसर आता है फॉर दिस क्वेश्चन. 4 brothers of different heights live next door to me. Their average height is 74, and the difference in height among the first 3 men is 2 inches. The difference between the third and the fourth man is 6 inches. Can you tell how tall each brother is? That is the question. I would wait for some answers before I start doing this question. A simple question based upon averages. As I said, most of the questions which are there from Shakuntala Devi Puzzles, they are more relevant from quantitative abilities perspective rather than LRDI. Here is one such question with us. I think we can start doing it now. करना शुरू करते हैं. Okay, one thing that you all have to keep in mind is the language that is used in the questions which are given in these puzzle books and the language that is used in these actual exams, they are sometimes a bit different. The reason is in puzzles, many a times the puzzle is language itself, right? That sometimes people are not even able to interpret the language of that question and therefore they are not able to do it. So that's a part of the puzzle. Whereas when you are appearing for any of the exams, they would always try to make language as clear as they can so that students should not be having any confusion because of the language. Their reasoning should be checked, their mathematics should be checked, but their language skills should not be checked as far as LRDI and QA are concerned. So normally they would not do it. So इनमें कई बार वो ऐसा करते हैं, जैसे यहाँ पे we don't know who are the first 3 men. First 3 men कौन है? First 3 मतलब on what basis? First 3 according to increasing heights, first 3 according to decreasing heights, first 3 according to their age or decreasing age. I mean, क्या कौन से केस के बारे में बात करें? We don't know about it, right? So we just have to assume a few things that we have to go by the common sense then. 4 brothers of different heights live next door to me. So these are the 4 brothers that I have made here. Their average height is 74 inches. The difference in height among the first 3 men is 2 inches. So if the first man has a height of A, so second man would have a height of A minus 2, third man have a height of A minus 4, or it can also be A plus 2 and A plus 4. I hope you are getting my point. First 3 have a difference of 2 each. So A minus 2, A minus 4, or A plus 2, A plus 4. These are the first 3 men, you can say so. First, second, third man, according to me. Now, the difference between third and the fourth man is 6 inches. So third man is A minus 4. So the fourth man, third and fourth man, the difference is 6 inches. So here, you might say, sir, इसमें तो मैं 6 add भी कर सकता हूँ और 6 subtract भी कर सकता हूँ. That's correct. But from the puzzle's perspective, when they say first, second, third, fourth, he is actually taking them in an order. So if you have their ages being decreased, fourth person you would assume with an age of A minus 10. And in this case, you would assume the fourth person to be having an age of A plus 10. I hope you are getting my point. I just see some answers now. Anushka has given the answer as 70, 72, 74 and 80. Kamal Kant has given the answer as 70, 80, 75 and 69. Let's see that which one is correct here. So these are the 2 scenarios which are possible. The average height is given as 74. Now there is one more point. Can I say that there is a deviation of 2 in these 2 guys? There is a deviation of 2 in these 2 guys. There is a deviation of 6 in these 2 guys. So अगर मैं यहाँ इन दोनों का deviation देखूं तो this will become 4. So I mean this number is 2 more than this number is 4 more than this number और यहाँ वाला 6 less. और एवरेज का एक सिंपल कॉन्सेप्ट होता है दैट द पॉजिटिव डेविएशन एंड नेगेटिव डेविएशन दे शुड ऑलवेज बी इक्वल. So though you can straight away use this plus this plus this plus this is equal to 74 into 4, but I am saying by deviation also I can say this guy have to be with an age of 74. Okay, इसकी age 74 ही होगी, पक्का ही है, क्योंकि जितना डेविएशन इधर बनेगा उतना ही डेविएशन इधर बनेगा. That has to be true. So if this is 74, this has to be 76, this has to be 78, and this guy would have an age of 68. Or if this is 74, this person can be 80, this can be 72, and this can be 70. So there are two possibilities according to increasing heights or decreasing heights. 78, 76, 74 and 68, or 70, 72, 74 and 80. These are the two possibilities and there are two answers for this question. Can you tell how tall each brother is? These are the two answers that you have on your screen right now. 78, 76, 74, 60 is also one of the answers. 70, 72, 74, 80. They both are going to satisfy everything which is written in the puzzle. You can check that. दोनों केसेस में एवरेज आपको 74 नजर आएगी. डिफरेंस इन हाइट्स टॉप फर्स्ट थ्री पीपल में आपको 2 का नजर आएगा. थर्ड और फोर्थ में डिफरेंस 6 का नजर आएगा. दिस इज एग्जैक्टली व्हाट द क्वेश्चन वाज आस्किंग यू. सो दैट इज द आंसर फॉर दिस फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन विद ऑल ऑफ अस. I'm sure you all got it now, right? Purely quant based question. It can always be there in any of the quant papers. कभी भी आपको दिख सकता है वहां पे question. Let's move on to the second question. This was the first one. अब second करते हैं जरा एक बार. So here is the second question for all of you. The question is a matter of time. So this question has a difficult language to understand. Probably you would have to read it thrice, 4 times, 5 times to understand what is he trying to say. 50 minutes ago, if it was 4 times as many minutes past 3 o'clock, how many minutes is it until 6 o'clock? So if I explain it in Hindi, what is it trying to say? मैं आपको बताता हूं क्या कहना चाह रहा है. 50 minutes ago, 50 मिनट पहले, it was 4 times as many minutes past 3 o'clock. 3 बज के कितने मिनट्स थे? It was 4 times of how many minutes is it to 6? इसका मतलब अभी 6 o'clock बजने में जितना टाइम है उतना. मतलब ये कि अभी अगर 6 बजने में लेट अस से 20 मिनट्स है. लेट्स से देयर आर 20 मिनट्स टू 6. द टाइम करंटली इज 20 मिनट्स टू 6 व्हिच मींस 5:40. 20 मिनट्स टू 6 अगर टाइम है तो क्वेश्चन ये कह रहा है अभी से 50 मिनट्स पहले जो टाइम था वो था 3 बज के 20 into 4 minutes. I hope you are getting my point, right? So he is saying currently this word is says that currently the time is some minutes until 6 o'clock. अभी टाइम जो है वो 6 o'clock बजने में कुछ मिनट का है और इस टाइम से 50 मिनट्स पहले जो टाइम था वो 3 बज के उसका 4 टाइम्स था उन्हीं मिनट्स का. ओके, सो हाउ वुड आई डू दिस क्वेश्चन? कैसे करना चाहूंगा मैं? ऐसे समझिए, एक टाइम होता है 3 o'clock, एक टाइम होता है 4 o'clock, एक टाइम होता है 5 o'clock और एक टाइम होता है 6 o'clock. अभी टाइम है 6 बजने में कुछ मिनट्स. लेट अस से द टाइम इज x minutes to 6. Let us say the time is x minutes to 6. So can I say, the question says कि इससे 50 minutes पहले जो टाइम था, 50 minutes before this time was equal to 4 times as many minutes past 3. 4 times as many minutes past 3 as it is to 6 now. अभी 6 बजने में जितने मिनट्स हैं उससे 50 मिनट्स पहले जो टाइम था इट वाज 4x minutes past 3. एग्रीड एवरीवन? ये बात मेरी समझ रहे हैं आप सब लोग? अभी जो टाइम है मेरे पास इट इज x minutes to 6 और इस टाइम से 50 मिनट्स पहले, 50 मिनट्स पहले जो टाइम था इट वाज 4x minutes past 3. So ultimately if I ask you how many minutes are these in total, can I say these total minutes are 4x plus 50 plus x, right everyone? These total minutes are 4x plus 50 plus x. And what are these equal to? I've shown a clock to you. You will see that 60, then 60 and then 60. So from 3 to 6 you have a total of 180 minutes. Check it again. पहले 60 minutes हुए 3 से 4 तक, 4 से 5 तक 60 minutes हुए, और 5 से 6 तक 180 minutes. So this whole thing should be equal to 180. From there I get x is equal to 26. So what is the time now? It is 26 minutes until 6. 6 बजने में 26 minutes. इसका मतलब the time is 5:34 and that is the answer to this question. The time currently is 5:34 minutes. So 5:34 is the right answer for this question. I hope all of you got it. You would have understood कि यहाँ पर भी फिर से जो क्वेश्चन मैं देख रहा हूँ, it's a question which is purely quant type question, right? Which was there in this book. And again a question in which language had become more important. Though in this question probably even if I understand the language, still it was not that easy. तब भी पूरा करके ही समझ में आता है, अच्छा ठीक है करना कैसे है क्वेश्चन को. That makes it slightly difficult. Okay. So that was question number 2 for all of you. I am assuming that all of you understood it. If anyone is having a question or a doubt, please put it in the chat box. But I see some correct answers are also there. So Srushti got it correct, Varun got it correct, Kamal Kant got it correct, Anushka got it correct. That's great. So how to assume x between 5 and 6? No, Varun, I am not saying x is between 5 and 6. So for me, actually these are not important at all, Varun. मेरे लिए ये important नहीं है, मेरे लिए ये important नहीं है. For me what is important, 6 o'clock में अभी x minutes है, उससे 50 minutes पहले it was 4x minutes past 3. तो ये पक्का है, this total is 180 minutes and this total is 4x plus 50 plus x. अब वो x 5 और 6 के बीच आता है, 5 और 4 के बीच आता है, मुझे इससे absolutely कोई मतलब नहीं है. My answer would automatically come over there. Okay? I hope this is clear, Varun. So we'll move ahead from here. That is to puzzle number 3 now. So here is puzzle number 3 for you. Again, it's a beautiful question. I would want an answer from each one of you. Yes, Jaydeep. The answer was 26 minutes to 6. Right? तो अगर क्वेश्चन ये पूछेगा how many minutes is it to until 6, तो आप आंसर 26 दोगे. सही बात है आपकी. जिस तरह से क्वेश्चन पूछा था इसका आंसर मुझे 26 देना चाहिए था. ठीक है. हाँ, अगर वो ये पूछता व्हाट इज द टाइम, तो मैं 5:34 कह देता. दैट्स करेक्ट. Brothers and sisters, so it's a Raksha Bandhan special question that you have on your screen. Though completely unintentional, लेकिन हो ही गया है. And look at the swag of this girl. नहीं? So by the time you try the question, I'll show you my art skills. And this is the only skill that I have, whatever I'm doing. इसके आगे मैं कुछ भी नहीं कर पाऊंगा. Varun says 3 and 2, total 5, I guess. Okay, Varun, we will check that. 4 boys and 4 brothers and 3 sisters, says Kamal Kant. Okay, Kamal Kant. Jaydeep says 3 plus 2. Okay. Saurabh Patil says 4 boys and 3 girls. Okay. Four boys and 3 sisters, says Shashwat. सृष्टि भी कह रही हैं 4 brothers and 3 sisters. अनुष्का भी कह रही हैं 4 brothers and 3 sisters. That's great. चलिए करते हैं. A family I know has several children. Each boy in this family has as many sisters as brothers, but each of the girls has twice as many brothers as sisters. How many brothers and sisters are there? So there are some brothers. I'm sorry, erase करना पड़ेगा. हाँ जी. There are some brothers, there are some sisters as well. So I don't know how many brothers are there, I don't know how many sisters are there, but he says each boy in this family has as many sisters as brothers. So these are some of the boys, these are some of the girls. Each boy, let us talk about this boy, has as many sisters as brothers. So let us say this boy has got X brothers. So can I say there would be X sisters as well for this boy? Right, everyone? By this, can I say that there are a total of X plus 1 boys and there are X sisters? Agreed ना? समझ आ रही ना मेरी बात ये? हर बॉय के कितने ब्रदर्स होंगे? एक्स ब्रदर्स होंगे, और जितने ब्रदर्स उतनी सिस्टर्स. सो देयर आर एक्स ब्रदर्स ऑफ अ बॉय, देयर आर एक्स सिस्टर्स ऑफ दैट बॉय. But the total number of boys would become these ex brothers plus that guy who was counting the brothers and sisters. तो total boys हो गए x plus 1 और total sisters हो गई x हमारे सामने. Got it? ठीक है. दूसरी बात, but each of the girls has twice as many brothers as sisters. So if I talk about one girl, how many sisters this girl would have? Can I say x minus 1? And how many brothers she will have? That can I say x plus 1? The number of brothers are double of the number of sisters. So number of brothers is double of the number of sisters. From there I get x plus 1 is equal to 2x minus 2, or x is equal to 3. That means there are 3 sisters and 4 brothers. That is the right answer for us, and all of you gave it correct. 4 brothers and 3 sisters. Okay, let me tell you something. I mean, I generally do it. I probably feel that it can be helpful for you guys as well. I generally keep doing it at my home. मैं करता ये हूँ that I have a daughter, right? She is 11, 12 years old. I have a son. He is also 6, 7 years old. So, of course, I have nephews and nieces as well. So, whenever they are together, I just ask these questions to my kids, and I ask them to do it orally, right? Not that they have to appear for an exam at this stage, not that it is going to help them in any academic way, you can say, but the point is whether they are able to do it or not. But when they try to do these things orally, they get into a habit of doing these things. And many times, yes, they answer this question. When I asked my daughter about this question and I asked her to do it orally, she did it. Though she took 4 or 5 minutes, but she did it, right? So I think this is the best part of these puzzles, that all of you should try at home as well. कोशिश किया कीजिए कि घर पे भी आप इनको try कर पाओ. Am I audible to you guys? Looks like I'm stuck at a point. Hello, hello. Is it okay now, guys? Yes, I think the video pause है ना, but I was audible to you. But is it okay now? Now am I audible to you as well as visible? Everything okay? तो पहले बस मुझे मेरा वीडियो दिख रहा था कि फ्रीज हो गया है, but I think अब सब ठीक है जहां तक मेरा अंदाजा है. Okay. So if you would have heard me, so you would have got my point as well. कोशिश किया कीजिए आसपास छोटे बच्चे अगर कभी हैं ठीक है, 8 साल के, 10 साल के, 12 साल के, जस्ट आस्क देम दीज क्वेश्चंस। वो कर पाए ना कर पाए कोई बात नहीं, बट इससे जो है दे स्टार्ट थिंकिंग इन द डायरेक्शन, उनका रीजनिंग जो होता है ना वो धीरे धीरे इंप्रूव हो जाता है। सो जस्ट मेक इट अ हैबिट, आई एम श्योर दैट दिस इज गोइंग टू हेल्प, ठीक है, स्पेशली दोज किड्स, उनको बहुत काम आने वाला है आगे आके ना। चलिए जी, लेट्स स्टार्ट विद इट नाउ, फिर आगे बढ़ जाते हैं। दिस वाज क्वेश्चन नंबर 3, हियर कम्स क्वेश्चन नंबर 4 नाउ ऑन योर स्क्रीन हियर, over the golden gate. So this is a question which is again actually a quantitative ability based question, but वो पूछा हुआ है शकुंतला देवी जी ने, इसलिए मैंने भी यहाँ डाल दिया। ओ यस वरुण, दैट यू आर करेक्ट। वहां विजुअलाइजेशन अगर आप कर रहे हैं तो विजुअलाइजेशन भी कहीं ना कहीं काउंटिंग ही है। आप सोच रहे हैं ठीक है बॉयज हैं गर्ल्स हैं, सो विदाउट इक्वेशंस बेसिकली आपका मतलब है, दैट्स एब्सोल्युटली करेक्ट। इसीलिए कह रहा हूं ओरली करोगे तो इक्वेशन नहीं बनाओगे ना, तो ऐसे ही सोच रहे होगे कि अच्छा ये इतने होते तो क्या होता, इतने होते तो क्या होता, समथिंग लाइक दैट। So while in San Francisco some time back, I hired a car drive over the Golden Gate Bridge. I started in the afternoon when there was no traffic rush, so I could do 40 miles an hour. While returning, however, I got caught in the traffic rush and I could only manage to drive at a speed of 25 miles an hour. What was my average speed for the round trip? What was my average speed for the round trip? Yes, Sheikh, because you are going through the Golden Gate Bridge, so of course wherever you are going, you are coming from there itself. तो इसलिए वो डिस्टेंस तो बराबर ही रहेगा। वैसे तो मैंने नीचे दिखाई भी थी, कार जाते हुए आते हुए सेम जगह जा रही थी, सेम जगह आ रही थी। Varun has got the answer as 26.66. Okay, Varun. So it's a question of simple average speed, and I'm sure that all of you know about average speed. It is the total distance divided by total time. Total distance divided by total time, and of course here the distance is constant in both the situations, so you can always assume distance of anything of your choice. क्योंकि मुझे speeds 40 और 25 दे रखी हैं, let us assume the distance is 100 kilometers. The bridge is of 100 kilometers, rather 100 miles, I'm sorry, क्योंकि तो miles में बात कर रहे हैं. Let us say the distance is 100 miles. So the total distance is 200 miles. What is the total time? He went 100 miles at a speed of 40, तो कितना टाइम लगा होगा? 2.5 hours, 100 by 40. He came 100 miles at a speed of 25, तो कितना टाइम लगा होगा? 4 hours. So that gives it total as 200 divided by 6.5, और I can say 400 divided by 13. तो मैंने पहले तो यही गलती की थी, LCM इनका 100 नहीं था, 200 था, ठीक है। So I just made a mistake by taking it 100. Anyways, उससे आंसर पे फर्क नहीं पड़ता, वो तो मैं एलसीएम की बजाय में कोई भी और नंबर ले लेता which is not even divisible by 25 and 40, still आंसर तो मेरा करेक्ट ही आएगा। So this is 400 by 13, and when you calculate it, this is very close to 31 miles per hour. So therefore the average speed for the round trip will be 31 miles per hour. ये approximate है, exact निकालोगे तो मेरे ख्याल से 30.8 के आसपास आएगा, okay? So 30.769 मेरे ख्याल से, if I'm not wrong, वो तो आप कर देख लोगे करके क्या आंसर आता है। Okay guys, I hope this is clear. This is a question basically based upon average speed. We all have studied it, we all know, and average speed basically is not the average of the speeds. This is something that was important over here. तो किसी ने शायद आंसर दिया भी था इसका 32.5, तो एवरेज स्पीड 40 प्लस 25/2 नहीं होती। एवरेज स्पीड एवरेज ऑफ द स्पीड्स नहीं होती। एवरेज स्पीड एवरेज ऑफ द स्पीड्स तब होती है व्हेन योर टाइम इज सेम। जब डिस्टेंस सेम होता है तब ये नहीं होती। यू हैव टू कैलकुलेट, और यू कैन यूज द फॉर्मूला 2xy upon x plus y. All the people who would have already studied, they must be knowing this. If the speeds are x and y for the same distance, the average speed is given by 2xy upon x plus y. x की जगह 40 रख दो, y की जगह 25 रख दो, तो you will get the answer. शेप कुछ नहीं, मैंने ऊपर नीचे डबल कर दिया so that I can make it a little easy. तो नीचे वो 6.5 into 2 13 हो गया और ऊपर 200 into 2 400 हो गया. That way we did it. Okay. Chaliye, that was puzzle number 4. I'll move on to the next one now. That is puzzle number 5 on your screen now. Kamal, if you are asking that, yes, that's correct. We can take that because we are just multiplying the numerator and denominator by 3. This again is a question on quantitative aptitude, and let me tell you, such a question has appeared in CAT not once, more than once, at least thrice I remember, and one was recently in CAT 2021 itself. And such a question I have seen in many other exams as well. So it of course came in Shakuntala Devi Puzzle books first, and then they started asking questions in these exams as well. So this is how important these puzzles are for us. A little girl I know sells oranges from door to door. One day, while on her rounds, she sold half an orange, more than half her oranges, to the first customer. You just have to understand the difference between these two things. Half an orange का मतलब है आधा orange. More than half her oranges, which means जितने भी उसके पास total oranges है उसमें से आधे. So let us say she has 10 oranges. So she sold half of 10. Half of 10 हो गया 5. Plus half an orange. मतलब आधा orange और. तो उसने बेचे 5.5. 5.5. This is what the question is saying. Right? So she sells half an orange, that is half of an orange, more than half of the total number of oranges to the first customer. Then whatever is she left with? To the second customer, she again does the same. She sold half of an orange, more than half of the remainder. And to the third and last customer, she sold half of an orange, more than half of what she had now, leaving her none. Can you tell how many oranges she already had? For this question, I'll first give you the answer, then I'll explain the solution to you. I think that way you would learn better. तो जो मुझे अच्छा तरीका लग रहा है इसको समझाने का, मैं वही आपके साथ करूंगा. Finally, उसने बोला है कि उसके पास कुछ नहीं बचा था. Okay? So let's start doing it. Let us say initially she had 7 apples, 7 oranges. Now you would ask this question, how do you know there were 7 oranges? So I'll tell you. Okay? Just stick to the solution till the end, you would understand. If she had 7 oranges, what is this statement saying? She says, sold half an orange more than half of the oranges. So half of the oranges are 3.5 plus half an orange more. So can I say to the first customer she sold 4 oranges and therefore she is left with 3 oranges, right everyone? To the first customer she sold 4 oranges, she is left with 3 oranges. Then came the second customer. To the second customer, what did he do? Right? Second customer को फिर से she gave half of the oranges, that is 1.5 plus half an orange, which means 2. So she sold 2. What is she left with? Out of 3, 2 is sold. She is left with 1. And from this one, she sold half of 1. Half of 1 is 0.5 plus half an orange. Half an orange is also 0.5, and therefore I can say ultimately none was left. So my answer for this question should be 7. Kamal, you got an answer probably for 4 customers. There are 3 customers in the question. First customer, to the second customer again she does, and to the third and last customer she again does. That means there are a total of 3 customers. So this 7 is the answer. Question is मैं आंसर पे कैसे पहुंचूंगा? अब इसके बारे में बात करनी है. To reach the answer, actually you don't know this. You don't know any of these. You just know this is equal to 0. So I am saying वापस चलना शुरू कर दो. When she is left with 0 oranges, before that what did she do? She gave someone half of the orange. So can I say before that step she just had half of the orange? Because the moment she gave half of an orange, she was left with 0. So she was already having half of an orange at that stage. And this half was half of the total. So kiska half hota hai 0.5? It is double of 0.5, and double of 0.5 is 1. This one was left when she gave someone 0.5 of an apple. अगर 0.5 देने के बाद 1 बचा तो उससे पहले कितना था? 1.5. तो 1.5 से पहले कितना रहा होगा? Double of 1.5, which is equal to 3. This 3 was left when she gave someone half of an apple. So what was she having before that? 3.5. And this 3.5 was half of the total. So therefore the total was equal to 7. And by this process you would understand कि अगर number of customers 4 होते तो इसी के बाद में एक और step चला लेता. 7 was left after giving someone half of the orange. तो 7.5 पहले रहा था. And 7.5 का double is the original number of oranges, that is 15. Similarly 15.5 का double कर देते, उसका double कर देते, ऐसे ही चलता रहता. So ultimately number of times you do the process is not a problem. The point is we should understand the process, and I'm sure you all have understood the process now. So for these questions, the best way of doing them is start doing them from the end rather than doing them from the beginning. जनरली तो हम लोग यही करते हैं ना, शुरू के ऑरेंजेस x मान लो, फिर she gave half of the oranges, बचा x minus 2. She gave half of an orange, so x by 2 minus 1 by 2. फिर उसका half करेंगे, फिर minus 1 by 2, and that looks a bit difficult to us, right? So it is always better that you understand it this way कि भैया half दे के 0 बचा है, half subtract करके 0 आया है. So how would I go get back? By adding 0.5. 1 by 2 करके 0.5 आया है तो 2 टाइम्स करके 1 आ जाएगा. तो जहां माइनस हो रहा था वहां प्लस कर दिया, जहां डिवाइड हो रहा था वहां मल्टीप्लाई कर दिया, एंड बाय दैट we keep on getting the values, and we got 7 as the original number of oranges. I'm sure all of you understood this question as well. I hope we can move ahead. That was puzzle number 5 for us, which says something for the marmalade. So let's move on to question number 6 now. It's a pretty long question, so for a moment probably I will have to hide myself so that you can read the question. But on the next page I would write them in a shorter format where we will solve the question. Just read it completely. This is again a question of quantitative aptitude and has been asked before as well. काफी एग्जाम्स में पूछा गया ये क्वेश्चन. I hope all of you are reading it. Okay, I think I can be back now. You must have read it. So let's start doing it. What is the question saying? Some time back while in England, I watched a case in a criminal court. आपने सब कुछ पढ़ लिया होगा. काम की चीजें I have already written on the next page. Now let's go to that straight away. In a cross-examination, the lawyer of the accused asked the police officer how he could catch up with the accused who was already 27 steps ahead of him. So the accused was 27 steps ahead of him. He said, yes, sir. He took 8 steps of every 5 of mine, right? So the lawyer of the accused asked the police officer. We have a police officer and we have an accused, right? So policeman says, yes, he was 27 steps ahead of me. He was 27 steps ahead of me. The officer said, he took 8 steps for every 5 of mine. That means when I took 5, he took 8 steps. And of course, at that, the lawyer would always say that how can you catch them? He is 27 steps ahead of you. You are taking 5 steps in the same time he is able to take 8 steps. So how can you catch that person ever? आप तो पकड़ ही नहीं पाओगे. आप 5 स्टेप ले रहे हो, वो 8 ले रहा है. कैसे पकड़ सकते हो ऐसे इंसान को आप? Then this guy said, wait, there is an explanation for it. 2 of my steps are equal in length to his 5. So 2 of my steps are equal in length of his 5. That means if one step is of 5 meters of the police officer, let us assume, देखिए पुलिस ऑफिसर के 2 स्टेप और accused के 5 स्टेप, वो कह रहा है डिस्टेंस वाइज ये दोनों बराबर है. लेट अस से दोनों डिस्टेंस कवर करते हैं 10 meters. So can I say one step of the police officer is of 5 meters and one step of the accused is of 2 meters, right everyone? जल्दी बताओ. Can we say that one step of the police officer is actually of 5 meters and one step of the accused is of 2 meters? So therefore, police officer is taking 5 steps. In each step he is covering 5 meters. So he is covering a total of 25 meters. In the same time, the accused is taking 8 steps, but is covering only 2 meters in a step. So he is basically able to cover 16 meters. And now we see an explanation that police officer is covering 25 meters. In the same time, accused is covering 16 meters. So I can say that the ratio of their speeds is 25:16. For future, I am just giving you a shortcut. Just do a cross multiplication of these two and you will have the ratio of their speeds. Police officer takes 5 steps. In the same time, accused takes 8 steps. 2 steps of the police officer are equal to 5 steps of the accused. जैसे ही क्रॉस मल्टीप्लाई करोगे you will get to know कि उनकी स्पीड्स क्या क्या है. The ratio of their speeds would be straight away with you. यहां तो मैंने आपको एक्सप्लेन कर दिया कि क्यों ऐसा हो रहा है, but by cross multiplication will immediately get the answer. So when the policeman covers 25 meters, the accused would cover 16 meters. उनके बीच में गैप कितना है? 27 स्टेप्स का, और एक स्टेप पुलिस ऑफिसर का तो 5 मीटर का है. इसका मतलब उनके बीच का जो गैप है दैट इज ऑफ 27 into 5 meters. Right everyone? सही बात है. He was 27 steps ahead of him. तो 27 into 5 हो गया. इतना उसको कवर करना है. या फिर आप इसका एक काम करो, स्टेप्स में ही गिन लो ना, इनको भूल ही जाओ. सीधी सीधी बात ये, the ratio of their speeds is 25:16. This means पुलिस ऑफिसर 25 कवर करेगा, अक्यूज्ड 16 कवर करेगा. उनके बीच का गैप कितना कवर हो जाएगा? 9. लेकिन गैप कवर कितना करना है? 27. So the police officer will have to cover 75 steps such that accused would be able to cover 48 steps and he would be able to cover the distance of 27 steps. So therefore 75 is the right answer for us. The policeman will have to take a total of 75 steps to catch up with the accused. Policeman will have to take 75 steps to catch up with the accused. Is it clear everyone? Any questions here? I hope you understood my point. Otherwise what would I have done? पहले मैं steps को meters में cover करता, फिर मैं policeman के जो है steps को फिर meters में cover करता, and then I would have divided. तो 5 meters तो कट ही जाते ना. I can straight away say that policeman 25 steps cover कर रहा है, उतनी देर में accused 16 cover कर पा रहा है. That is in policeman's basically capacity. So the gap between them is covered by 9. एवरी टाइम ये 25 करेगा वो 16 करेगा, गैप तो 9 ही कवर हुआ ना, राइट? यू वांट टू कवर ए गैप ऑफ 27, तो ऐसा आपको 3 बार करना पड़ेगा. सो पुलिसमैन वुड कवर 25 25 25, दैट इज 75. अक्यूज्ड वुड कवर 16 16 16 48. गैप बिटवीन देम वुड बी 27. I think the video froze in between for some time again, right? But now it is okay if I'm not wrong, right? Absolutely okay. Okay, this brings us to the last question of the day. After that, we will close the session. And this again is a question which is asked in most of the exams. Here is the question with all of you. I have seen this question being asked in many of the exams. If a clock takes 7 seconds to strike 7, how long does it take for the same clock to strike 10? Okay, Anushka has answered 7. Srishti says 10.5. Okay. Let's have a look at the question. If a clock takes 7 seconds to strike 7, how long does it take for the same clock to strike 10? Of course, looks like 10, but 10 is not the correct answer. 7 seconds to strike 7. So strike 1, strike 2, strike 3, strike 4, strike 5, strike 6, strike 7. Striking 7 का मतलब ये आपने देखा होगा ना, पेंडुलम होता था at 7 o'clock, it would actually be striking 7 times. At 5 o'clock, it would be striking 5 times. At 3 o'clock, it would be striking 3 times. So that way it was there. When would you start counting the time? Can I say you would start counting the time at the first strike and you would stop counting the time at the last strike? So the time taken is the gap between first and second strike, second and third, third and fourth, fourth and fifth, fifth and sixth, and sixth and seventh. So actually the time taken is 60, which is equal to 7 seconds. Time taken to strike 7 is 7 seconds. इसका सीधा सीधा मतलब ये है कि जो 7 strikes हैं, इनके बीच के जो 6 gaps हैं, those are equal to 7 seconds. So each gap is equal to 7 by 6 seconds. Now what is the question asking you? Time taken to strike 10. Now when it would strike 10, the gaps would be 9. जैसे 7 strike किया तो gap 6 थे. अगर gap 9 होंगे तो total time taken would be 90, and 90 is 9 into 7 by 6. So 3 2s are 6, 3 3s are 9, 21 by 2, that is 10.5 seconds is the right answer. It is the time taken to strike 10 in that clock. So yes, Srushti, you had the correct answer for this question. And that was the last question of the day. As I said, Shakuntala Devi based questions are generally those questions which would be asked to you in quantitative ability section of different exams. So keep coming to these sessions, guys. We'll keep discussing all these questions, and I'm sure these are going to be useful for you, right? If you find this session useful, please do press the like button as well for this. And that's all that we are going to have today. Saurabh has a question in second last question, 27 steps of police or thief. How did you decide? Saurabh, as I said, these are puzzles. Puzzles की जो language होती है ना, we have to just go by the common sense. So the lawyer is talking to the policeman and he's saying, the policeman said that when I saw him, he was 27 steps ahead of me. That means policeman, when it says this, he would be talking in his own terms. कि वो 27 स्टेप जितनी देर में लेगा वो उतना आगे उससे है. So that ways we have to understand things, but in actual exams, actually whenever such questions appear, they always try to make it absolutely clear so that there is no confusion over. Okay. Okay, everyone, that was all from my side for today. Thank you very much and all the very best for your upcoming exam as well. And we are having this last lap to Maharashtra CET MBA series, if you guys don't know this. So we are having a session every day at 9 p.m. for Maharashtra CET candidates. And for CAT 2022, this is all that we offer in our CAT 2022 program. Okay. So you can follow us on all these media handles as well. And that's all, guys. Thank you very much. Have a good day now. We'll meet soon in the second part of it. Till then, take care, good day, and see you soon. Bye. Tada, take care.